Welcome to Advanced Engineering Physics, Quantum Computing, lecture number 5. This is Dr. S. Deepthi, Assistant Professor in Physics, Department of H&S, MLR Institute of Technology. So, today we are going to have the evolution of quantum systems and quantum measurements. This is a bit quite interesting topic, but having its evolution, that is, we are learning its history. Okay, quantum computers and its history based on quantum mechanics. Okay, so this is about the evolution of quantum systems. Where does the quantum systems evoluted? So the evolution of the quantum systems laid with early with Planck's quantum hypothesis. That means we are going to have the evolution in its roots from quantum mechanics. So what is, yes, in the previous unit we have already learned about quantum mechanics. What is quantum mechanics? It is about the atomic and subatomic particles and their movement and their about their in detail structures and all. So how this is related to the computers, how we are evaluated. Now we are in the era of quantum computing. So how does this takes place? Let us learn here in this lecture. Okay, so quantum evolution describes how the state of system changes over time. Quantum mechanics states are described by wave functions, Schrödinger's wave equation, density matrix, that is Liouville's von Neumann equation. Okay, so let us learn about this in detail. In 1900s, Max Planck has given quantum hypothesis. From the quantum hypothesis, what we have learned, what Max Planck has given, that E is equals to h nu, where h is the Planck's constant. These are all we have learned. Next, so they have measured what they have initiated. They have initiated about atom and subatomic states. Atom consists of a nucleus. Around the nucleus, there are several number of orbitals and all. So, what they have initiated? They have initiated about the existence of atom and its significance in terms of quantum mechanical states. That means energy is transformed in the form of small packets called as quanta. So this is what they have initiated in 1900s. So next, what happens here? 1935 EPR paradox. This paradox has came into existence where the universe is parallelized and the existence of one universe to the parallel universe. They have initiated like that. So we learn this about the paradox and all in our next lectures. Next, in 1964 there is a revolution of Bell's inequality. 1970 birth of quantum information theory. Okay, so today we are now dealing with, not enjoying, we are dealing with quantum computers and quantum information technology. So the quantum information technology took its birth in 1970s itself. So next, in 1980s first conference on physics and computation. So they have mixed physics and computation. Physics and computers has evolved into one sector, that is quantum computation or physics that relates to the computers. That's it. Okay, so in 1981 Feynman's quantum computer proposal has came into existence. 1981. So this is up to 44 years completed till now, and now we are still in process to develop the quantum computers. So first quantum computer or quantum computation proposal that depends on the this protocol gives us many sharing of information between two persons. We can say, let us consider two bodies or two persons. So there will be exchange of information will be there. So how the information will be exchanged? These are all proposed in 1984. Then next, 1985, De Socha's universal quantum computer has developed. So in 1985 itself, universal quantum computer has developed. Now in 1994, the famous algorithms were developed, Shor algorithm and Gruber's algorithm. These algorithms are very, very important and we will learn in this unit itself. Okay, further we learn about these algorithms. So what is the importance of algorithms? So an algorithm is very important to know the stepwise procedure to find out any output. So this is as well we are using our in our computer, classical computer. This is as well used in our quantum computer itself. So based on the algorithms, here the proposed algorithms, they have already given some statements. They have already proven some new things about quantum mechanics. Sorry, quantum computation. Next came into existence the criteria of quantum computer in 1996. Then in 2000, the first step of quantum computer, trap ion quantum computer has developed. Next, in 2004, circuit QED demonstrated, and 2007, the transmission of superconducting qubit. So, superconducting qubits are one of the major challenges, major discoveries where superconductors acts as a qubits. So, the importance of superconductor qubits, the significance, they have took the significance and they came into existence with several enhancements in the properties. Next, coming to the D-Wave 1 quantum annealer. Then in 2013, Rigetti computing, and 2016 Microsoft Station Q developed, and in 2019 Google quantum supremacy has developed. Google has developed quantum supremacy. Then next, in 2020 IBM quantum computers came into existence. 2021 company booming, and 2022 quantum media's founding. So these are the achievements till 2022, and now the quantum computation, quantum computers are evolution of quantum computers is now much increased with the speed at the rate, we can say. So this evolution is being done over the years, and now development is being carried out. Next, coming to evolution of quantum systems. So this evolution of quantum systems, what we have done in the earlier slide, just we have noted about from the Planck's hypothesis to our quantum computing existence, IBM's quantum computer, how it evaluated evolution. So now how the theories have been evaluated. This is the theoretical approach. So foundations of quantum dynamics has took place in 1926. This is Schrödinger wave equation. I h cross d dou psi by dou t is equals to h cross psi. Okay, this is a fundamental law of time evolution. This is quantum mechanical fundamental law which took place, which is the basis for many quantum systems. So now in 1927 and in 1930s, Heisenberg's picture and unitary evolution has took place. So based on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, we have dealt with the quantum mechanical systems. So alternative formulation of dynamics, probability conserved reversible process has took place at this moment. So stationary eigenstate era. In 1930, during 1930s and 1950s, energy eigenstates came into existence. That means already with the fundamentals of Schrödinger wave equation, we can deal with the energy eigenstates, and the energy eigenstates are developed and produce stable states with a fixed probability density, was developed during the era 1930s and 1950s. Statistical mixed state era 1950s, density matrix and Liouville Newman equation has developed. I h cross rho is equals to h rho. Evolution of mixed states. So up to that point we have dealt with several systems, and now the mixed states were developed at this point. Evolution of mixed states describes ensembles, not just pure states. Ensemble of states means what? Ensemble means the evolution in a group of states that were developed during the era of 1950s. So now in during 1970s, what happened here? So real systems has isolated explains classical emergence of decoherence theory. These theories were developed. Laws of diagonal terms, and this classical emergence has developed during the open system era. Next, measurement collapse and framework. During 20th century, projection postulate, quantum Zeno effect were developed during this period. And quantum information era was purely developed during 1990s, where quantum gates, quantum circuits were developed at this point of time. Quantum gates and quantum systems. Now, modern control era 2000s. Quantum control the theory, tailored Hamiltonians, manipulating system evolution has done over here. So now the change in the system, so we can observe here current frontier 2010 to present. NISQ dynamics, open system evolution with errors, realistic device modeling, these were done in this during this era. So with this we have came into evolution final end. Final end means now the evolution has already started, evolution is completed, and now the development is being started with quantum computers. Okay, now quantum measurement. So till now, what are quantum evolution? Just we have just read about quantum evolution. Now, what is quantum measurement? How we can measure the values quantum mechanically? So, what is the difference between classical computation and quantum computation? So, we have lot of differences between classical computation and quantum computation. Regarding measurements also, we have found an important difference between quantum computation and classical computation. So, quantum measurement probability are key concepts in quantum mechanics. The measurement process in quantum computing is probabilistic. Probabilistic means what? It may or may not occur. This is the probability, right? So, how may and may not occur? It is the in quantum mechanics, especially due to the superposition of the bits, the may and may not occur states will be coming as it occurs. But the case where the superposition state will be there, the superposition time will be there, that is may or may not state, and then the final state will be the on state, or the final state will be the what we can say 0 or 1 state. No, always it will be in the 1 state itself. Okay, let us see about it. So in classical computing algorithm, an algorithm would need to check entry by entry. So this is the one of the major thing for one of the major difference between classical algorithm and quantum algorithm. So what is classical algorithm? In classical algorithm, it would need to check entry by entry, one entry after another entry, one entry after entry, in linear time complexity. O of n signifies linear time complexity, means an algorithm execution grows directly proportional to the number of entries in its input. This is about the classical computing algorithm. We are coming to the quantum computing algorithm. In quantum computing, using Grover's algorithm. Yes, we have already took forth about Grover's algorithm. Grover's algorithm was introduced in the year 1994. Okay, so based on the Grover's algorithm, we are going to develop our quantum computing systems. Okay, Grover's algorithm, a qubit based system search database O root n times, demonstrating a quadratic speed due to the principles of superposition and quantum interference. So what happens here? Even though it is stated as O of root n times, but what it means? It means that due to the superposition of the states. So if there are two states 0 and 1, yes, the two states are represented in terms of Bra and Ket vectors that we will have in a later view. Already we have dealt with the Bra and Ket vectors and their notations and all. Now, in further videos, we'll be dealing with the gates and all. During that time, we can know. So, zeros and ones, there will be superposition of zeros and ones. Alpha square plus beta square is equals to 1. So, alpha beta, when alpha beta comes into existence, alpha is equals to Ket 0 alpha plus beta Ket 1. Like this, they can be represented, and where alpha square and beta square are the numericals, which the representation of Ket zeros and Ket ones, and these are all will be coming for us. Okay, so the zeros and ones, superposition of the states means zeros and ones will be there, and they will also always be superimposed on one another. Zero state and one state is superimposed on one another, and finally we'll have the output as almost all in the one state, in the on state itself. Zero, if zero is said to be in the half state and one is said to be the on state, then the superposition leads to always to on state, which we can say as speed of the quantum computation depends upon the superposition of these states itself. Okay, so and 0 and O root n time complexity is sublinear performance, which means algorithms time execution increases much slower than the input itself. Okay, so this here the algorithm, the specialty of this one compared to the previous one, what we have seen in the classical computation, we need to check step by step process and we need to execute the final output, whereas in quantum algorithm there is no step by step procedure. It can execute within the time itself, and the background work will be done by the superposition of the these quantum bits, and quantum interference will be done in the background, and we'll get the output as a continuous form. Now, these are the key features. Observable representations. So, the first feature is observable representation. Measurable quantities represented by the operators. So, first observable quantity is Hermitian operator A cap ensures the real outcomes. Hermitian operator. Just remember these things. Hermitian operator and all we will be dealing in our next lectures. State before measurement. System in superposition of eigenstates. Kit psi is equals to sigma ci ai. No definite value before measurement. So, the state before measurement, there is no definite value. Now, come into existence the possible outcomes. What are the possible outcomes? Only eigenvalues obtained. So, remember that one, only eigenvalues will be obtained. So, A of ket ai is equals to ai ket ai. Results are quantized. Born probability rule. The probability of result, P of ai is equals to modulus of bra ai and ket psi whole square. Outcomes are probabilistic. Okay, what does this all mean? These are all the mathematical expressions where we can have the probability of outcomes. Okay, these are all the expressed in the mathematical formulation, and the probability rule tells us the outcomes will be probabilistic, how the outcomes will be there. Okay, wave function collapse. State changes after measurement. Ket psi is equals to ket ai. Superposition destroyed here over this rule. Wave function collapse means superposition destroyed. So, projection postulate. Measurement via projection operators. Pi is equals to ket ai bra ai. Selects the observable eigenstates. And now, post measurement state. New state depends upon the result. Ket psi is equals to pi ket psi plus pi ket psi by root over ket bra psi pi ket psi. Future evolution of the collapse states. Now, expectation value, average over many trials. A is equals to psi a cap psi. Statistical mean prediction. So, what are all these means? Okay, these are the key features of quantum measurement. What quantum mechanical measurements will be done with quantum computation? These will be used in order to measure each and every quantity. Okay, which sort of quantities we are going to measure in computations? In computations, the speed of electrons depends upon the spinning, and these measurements are operated on the particular what we can say, on the particular electrons we can say, and these electrons will be having certain values, and the certain values are given like this, where Hermitian operators and some operators will be there. These operators will be in the form of matrices, and the matrices will be changing different matrices, and these matrices will give us the resultant expectation value. Okay, the resultant expectation value, and this is the statistical mean prediction. So, based on the predictions itself, these quantum measurements were made. So, this is about, in this video lecture, you have learnt about the evolution of the quantum systems and quantum measurements. In the next video lecture, you will be learning about classical bits, quantum bits, yes, what that we have already seen, and you will be learning about these gates, quantum gates, Pauli 6 gate, Y gate, Z gate, and Hadamard gate, and all these. Thank you.